and we're here with our good friend Elizabeth Doerr, editor-in-chief of Quill Pad, and we're going to talk about a few things that we've witnessed here at Baselworld. And we chose this place here because we wanted to use the emptiness around us to make kind of a statement that things are changing here, right?
Absolutely. This is a fair edition like we've never seen before. There is so much space in Hall 1. I mean, you got kind of lost in there going, where is everybody? You know? And with the absence of people, because it's really not that busy here, not as we've seen in the past.
But at the same time, I feel people much more relaxed, you know. This is pretty nice, having a good time.
Yeah.
And okay, one has to also admit that this is a transition year. They have a new concept, but will they be able to implement it? That's another question.
Well, we'll find out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
They're about to announce a new fair concept that we'll see next year. So the fair is in flux this year.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing here is not to be taken very seriously because it's sort of a transition.
Yeah.
But there's some good things. I mean, we had a little private tour with the fair director on Wednesday morning, who showed us the good things that are coming in, a little more for the users, the end users, consumers, people visiting the fair, bloggers, press. I mean, there's been a lot of upgrades and updates in that direction that are really promising. So next year, I believe that we might be able to see something that's actually quite interesting and usable for everyone.
Yeah.
No longer just straight B2B the way it's been in the past year.
Absolutely, yeah. But now let's talk watchmaking and watches. So what did you see that pleased you?
What pleased me, I saw two instances of really high forward-thinking technology put into everyday serial watches. So for the first, we have the Zenith, the Defy Lab that we saw in late 2017. Introduced in 10 concept watches that were bought by collectors. Here at the fair, we have the Defy Inventor, which is now meant for everyday use, and it's not limited or anything. It's for everyone to have. Apparently, it works.
Yeah.
It's reliable. I mean, I haven't worn one yet, so I don't know. But
they had issues with the development. I mean, they were very enthusiastic about it coming out actually last year. Should have already, but I mean, there's a few little tweaks that were needed to make it indeed an industrial product.
Exactly.
So, okay.
Exactly.
And so the second iteration or second example of this that illustrates this.
Yeah, and this is, well, here we are at Tag Heuer now. In January, we saw the Tourbillon Nanograph, it was called, with the carbon composite hairspring for $25,000. A tourbillon, noticed. And now we've got the same thing 3 months later, this carbon composite hairspring in an everyday watch, the Octavia Isograph it's called, for $3,000. So it's really meant for everyone. And they've also gone to show, we have this ready, it's out there for use. This is meant to be an everyday watch going forward, which is amazing.
Again, strong statement there, and pushing forward the use of technology, like you said, for everyday use.
Yeah.
What other timepieces then did you like?
And I'm going to go back up into the high end because there were two exceptional timepieces that caught my eye for ladies. Over at MB&F, Max Broussard has designed a watch, and he's never done this before, specifically for women. Now, the size of it could be unisex, could be for men. It's not small. It's on the larger side. It's a showcase for technology. It's a flying tourbillon in a domed glass. And I asked Max, if you took the diamonds off that, it would be also for men, definitely unisex. And he said, nope, I wanted to introduce this with diamonds. I'm making a statement that I created this with women in mind. This is my version of the feminine watch, but I think that there's also enough women out there who are interested in the technology, the visible technology, to want to wear this. And that is a very strong statement to
absolutely.
me. Yeah.
And we published a video report about it like 10 days ago, just when it came out.
Yeah.
And indeed, there were many comments of guys saying, well, actually, I want this for myself, Yeah. But yeah, that's a really exquisite timepiece.
Exquisite.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, almost probably so far the watch of the year. I mean, put it on par with that Vacheron Constantin Twin Beat. For me, those are the two that are kind of really sticking out in my mind as strong statements, for what visions of the future of luxury watchmaking could be. Well, the second ladies' watch I found here that I'm just super enamored with, we saw already a version of it at the Grand Prix de Genève last year, but it didn't make it through it made it through the first round of voting, but didn't reach the podium, is by a small Canadian watchmaker, jeweler named Beauregard. He's French-Canadian, and he hand carves really, really rare stones and makes them into flowers that encircle a flying tourbillon. This watch is outstanding. It is exquisite, and they're all unique pieces. So it's really for a woman who has really definite opinions and strong taste. But I couldn't put it down. I have to say, I was enamored.
Okay. Well, beside that, I mean, we can't say we were that impressed by the novelty scene there. Just evolutions of classics.
A lot of evolutions, a lot of kind of coasting, seeing what the fair is going to turn into. Sort of bringing out a lot of everyday watches again, which is a great thing. But there's also a lot of rehashing from history. I don't want to name any names, but there's a few who are just really relying on their history this year, which is okay. It's fine. They're beautiful watches, but, it's not going to be the piece that grabs your eye and stands out for the year, put it that way, yeah.
Well, for me, it's also kind of the first edition that I witnessed so many things happening around the show itself. The hotel behind me, it's just like every floor is full with many different type of watch brands, and all the hotels around there too. It's quite it's strange.
It's hard to find them too. Like you walk in the lobby here, and there's I kid you not, it must be about 50 little watchmakers with one table and a glass of water, and nobody can find them because you walk in there, you think it's a crowd, but it's all these little watchmakers waiting for people to come visit them.
Well, then I hope that the Baselworld people will be able to pull them back in, do something where it's more inclusive, and these guys have the opportunity of standing next to the big players.
Exactly that. I would really hope that this is a message for the fair to find a way to include them, to pull them in, to give them a little space inside the fair, make it easier for them, make it easier for us, because they deserve to be seen, and this is just no way to solve that.
But bottom line is that the price of attending is obviously still pretty high. We know that they're going to reduce a little bit the price, but it's still a lot of money for most of these brands. Right. So they need to find some kind of other solution. Just look things forward and just maybe I don't know, take drastic cuts in what they were renting their space for.
Well, we're in flux, so we'll see. Next year is bound to be something interesting and new again, with both fairs at the basically in series, like a twin spring barrel, back to back. So it'll be interesting again to see what happens, how this is moving forward, how they're solving the fair crisis, which it is a crisis.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Beth, and good another few days ahead of us, so we'll still have a few things to see.
Yeah.
All right. All the best. See you.